get a ratchet little lawsuit.
Hey, it's worked out for me before. That's all I gotta say. I mean, especially if you have a disability and they hire you knowing it. If they fire you, it's actually like a huge legal thing.
And do you have, technically everybody have a disability, as if you really classify it as a disability?
That's what I'm saying, like, dude, in all honesty, like, that's what I'm saying, like, literally, like, my handwriting is the only thing wrong with me. Like, for some reason, I just think it's because my parents were divorced and nobody ever actually taught me how to write, but...
I learned how to write from elementary school. But, let's go back.
You know, that's it. I mean, I was technically considered, and it was, like, part of my education plan, was that I had bad handwriting. So they got extra money for that too.
That's called spoiled brat. Because guess what I learned how to do? They made me go take writing remedial classes to learn how to do cursive.
I mean, we had to do cursive too. I can actually do cursive a lot better than.
I seen your shitty handwriting. You can't write shit.
I know. I scribble like a second grader.
That look like the time you fucking went from regular classes to special need classes. For the rest of my life, I won't say you was in special classes because. The way it made it sound like y'all just had a cakewalk of fucking teachers.
I was doing trig in 8th grade.
I was doing trig in 6th grade.
No, you weren't.
Yes, we was.
No, you weren't.
Yes, it was.
No.
I was in Gifted and Talented program in Gary, Indiana. I was in a magnet school. I was really smart. I don't think you understand. That's why I say
what happened to you now? You can't even add 2 + 2.
So much acid, so much weed, so much drugs.
True story. Like, just like at me, like I was.
I like people think I'm stupider than what I actually am. Because when I learned this, I'm having a problem where if I like to show off that I'm smart, and a lot of people don't like when you outsmart them, so you get bullied a lot. So now I just act like I'm dumb, and then I say stuff like, "If I was you, I would do it like this," and then like people don't do it your way, then they do it their way, and it's completely wrong. And you just like, well, I told them technically, just like how I knew. The beach had water things. I wanted to do, but hey,
I forgot. It's like
I don't
dick.
I don't want to look like I'm right, and then somebody like Max come beat my ass and throw my table because I'm right. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm dumb. What is 2 + 2? 5. And then everybody like, And also, you learned that more people think you're better if you're dumb, which is very weird. But hey, I just learned how to do it.
Is that really what they thought of you in your schools?
My experience with high school was very weird.
I'll say mine was the complete opposite. Actually, like if you were dumb, you got made fun of because everybody was smart. Like there was.
Well, that was how it was in middle school. But then when I went from being in a magnet school to regular high school, because my dad moved in in a railroad, he got transferred. So I went from being in school in Indiana to Georgia, and literally the stuff they was learning in 9th grade, I learned in 6th grade. Like, they did college algebra, and I looked at them. And, like, this is really easy. And literally, me doing the work fast, literally, I was that kid that was, like, I had the scientific calculator. Because up there, like, you had to get it. So, like, my parents literally had to pay $100 for that stupid-ass calculator.
I mean, we didn't have them, but we were never allowed to use it. We actually had to do it all.
Well, see, that was another problem I had. I would, like, really know how to do it, so... Like, I had to teach you, like, literally show you, like, the shortcuts of the shortcuts of how to do this. And then the teacher was like, hey, as long as you get the right answer and you can show some of your work, you're okay. Well, the problem with down here, you can ask all my people that I went to school with. I used to have 3 problems I have. Problem number 1. Whenever I did math in pen. What do you not supposed to write math in?
Pen, because even I erase shit.
Well, I don't erase shit. I just scribble. And then I'm like, all right. I start over, and like you kind of see where I go from there. Teachers don't like that, so they lose minus 10 points. My second problem is I know how to skip certain things. Certain teachers don't like that. They want to see you go step by step because they think that you cheating. Well,
I know. I used to run into that shit all the time. Teachers would be like, "There's no way you can get A's on every test, and you don't even do your homework." And I'm like, "It's because this shit is so easy."
That's when my second problem came. My third and last problem. Everything was so easy that I learned from like middle school, elementary school, that when I went to high school, I'm like literally the first teacher told us like, hey, your homework really don't count. And like he said, your homework count for 5%. So anybody that have a little common sense, guys, if you have 100% of your grade, and homework only counts for 5%. What does that mean?
What does what mean?
You have your homework grade only counts for 5% of your total grade. What does that mean?
Really? Yours was worth a lot less than ours was. Ours was like 30-40% of our grade.
That was certain teachers. But this teacher literally taught me that, like, hey, homework, I don't have to do shit, and I still could pass the class.
I used to actually just pay people to do it most of the time.
No, I was smart.
Knew it.
I was smart enough where I was, like, able to do it. It was just the point that, like,
but I didn't want to. It was boring.
Going back in time, if I could go back and actually slap myself for having the shit I used to do, like, I could have been a lot further along, because literally, I wanted to go outside to play basketball and not really care, like, just want to hang out with people. So I used to not do homework, man. Like, literally, as a kid, I used to go straight home, throw my little bed down. Parents asked, did you have homework? What do you say? Nope. And then I went outside, and that was for a whole year.
Yeah. But I don't know. Actually, like I said, it was just, for me, it was just super easy. So, like, that's why I never did homework, because to me, high school was boring. Like, I wish I would have actually opted out and went to full college instead.
Yeah, high school was. I don't think you would have made it college.
Huh?
I don't think you would have made it college.
What, in high school?
Yeah. Just from, like, some of the experience that I'm hearing from this, college would never put up with your shit. If you pee in somebody's fucking trash can, that would have been a sexual harassment charge.
Yeah, but I would have still been underage, so.
I mean, you've been underage, but you've been kicked out of college.
Because I mean, like, I got accepted into Harvard. I mean, dude, I got scored a 92 on my ASVABs that I don't even remember taking, mind you. Like,
I really feel like people just like, hey, we gotta get Max the fuck out.
I feel like my parents paid for the Harvard thing. I'm not gonna lie, because I mean, like, my grades in high school were good, but like, you could clearly show that never doing homework throughout my entire high school, and not let alone the fact that my principal told me as I walked across the stage that she can't believe I graduated and that I had missed a year and a half of school attendance in 4 years.
Well, I feel like to a certain extent they were just like, we making money from him, and the quicker we get him out of here, the better.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why they passed me.
I feel like to a certain extent, if I was to school, I would just made up a fake degree and just give it to you at 16.
Well, you'd be like, you know those stupid state tests they make you do?
Yeah.
Or, like, tell you on how far advanced you are and whatnot?
Yeah.
Well, like, whenever I went into high school, like, we did it our end of our 8th grade year. Well, I passed it, and they go, well, do you want to go to college, or do you want to stay in high school? I mean, I was only fucking 14 years old. I was like, well, of course I want to go to high school. So, like, it wouldn't have mattered regardless. They still would have had to pass me, because, like, I surpassed the state level for what I even needed to be in high school in 8th grade.
Mm. Well, I could never forget when I made a perfect score in my elementary school it was like first grade test. I made a perfect score, and I literally went to a magnet school the next year. And literally it was funny because, you know, at the end of the year, you know how like they like, hey, end of the year, they were like, hey, you going to this, like, they told me, like, hey, you going to this magnet school, so. And I'm like, okay. So then, like, our teachers were trying to be like, hey, next semester, you coming to our elementary school. When you come here, this is your class. And I'm like, I'm not going to be here. And they're like, well, just sit in here anyway. I'm like, but this next week is going to be pointless for me. And they didn't care. I sat in there for a whole week learning from a teacher job. I don't even remember that teacher's name because she died in my eyes as soon as she said, just sit in here and do nothing. Yeah, but that kid in Tennessee is probably going to go to jail. Or not even jail. He's going to go...
probably go to a psych ward for like 2 years.
And probably, according to Max, eat very good food.
Probably. He'll probably have a lot of fun.
So,
best of luck to this kid. Hopefully he gets his life straightened out. Crazy bastard.
Well, sound like this is the end of our podcast. Well, this is all for tonight episode. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Follow us on social media. We'll figure out if we have a logo by Saturday or not. All right, everyone have a good night. Good night.